So this is a pair of Air Maxes I bought and got them on sale for £70, and I'm a big fan of Air Max ones anyway, so I kind of like anything with the OG colour blocking, so which I tend to sort of pick up because I feel like they're going to be becoming a bit sort of I suppose less common as time goes on, especially over the next couple of years, because Nike obviously are changing their tact and releasing different silhouettes instead. And this is the Air Max 1 SC Field Purple. I imagine the SC stands for Special Concepts. And obviously with the Air Max 1s, they originally released, well, this particular pair anyway, released in 1987, and it's with the smaller airbag unit. And obviously it was created as a running shoe. And it has sort of a Parisian influence. So this is from Tinker Hatfield. He basically designed these sneakers from being in, I think, Paris at the time, and seeing a building on the outside which had a building that had the sort of escalators and stairs on the outside with like a tube surrounding over it, and that's what the airbag sort of represents. This is like one of the first model to release with the airbag being visible. And then the paneling as well is supposed to be taken from sort of the Parisian architecture, so it's got sort of rounded sort of marks all over it, and quite sort of spaced out as well. And with this version, I think it's, I think just the Air Max ones in general are just a very cool trainer. And with the details, this comes in a field purple and white and football grey. So sometimes the grey is neutral grey on the OG colour blocking, sometimes football grey. And with this one, it's like I said, football grey. And these have a polyurethane cup sole with an airbag unit in here, as you can sort of see here. And it's basically works fine for a 35-year-old shoe. And it's mainly made up of sort of mesh materials, and this one, because it's being a special concept, has leather materials on it, which is different because normally this mudguard area and the swoosh is some sort of like felt material. That's what the OG ones were released as, but some of the sort of special concept models like the teal one and the yellow version, I can't remember, the toy yellow, that's what it's called, that also has leather panels instead. And with this particular one, the leather panels are quite nice. They're sort of slightly pebbled, and the suede on the upper is got a nice sort of, it's a bit rough on the touch, but it's still nicer than what you normally get. So that's the reason why I think it's a good pair. And the price was £135, so same as any other Air Max ones, but you get more better material. So with the comfort and sizing, much like any other Air Max one, because of the midsole basically being the same and the outsole being the same, it feels like any other Air Max one now, so which is on the firm side. Sadly, I'd love it if it was a bit softer, but it's not, and basically it's on the firm side, but once you sort of wear them in, they do feel more comfortable, but don't expect sort of premium comfort with these. It's very much one of those sort of sneakers that is not going to be up to par with today's standard of lifestyle sneakers. And because of the hard sole, it can get fatiguing after a while, so if you've been wearing these for a long time, then you'll find that the sole basically feels a bit too firm. And then also the fact that your heel is elevated from the air unit and the midsole, and so that basically puts a bit more pressure on your forefoot. And obviously these were meant as a running shoe, so you're supposed to have that when you're running, but obviously if you're using them for sort of lifestyle wear, which is what most people are using it for now, it can be a bit like I said, fatiguing after a while, especially after a long day. And I'd recommend going true to size in these. So only if you've got like a wide foot, I would go up half size, which is what I do. I can usually fit true to size as well, but I just like going up half size just in general, just because just gives me an extra bit of space if I want to wear sort of thicker socks and that kind of stuff, really, just that flexibility. And I feel the sole isn't very good for wet conditions. It's a fine sort of, the waffle pattern is a classic and it works, but however it's more of a sort of spring summer shoe in my opinion, and not really up to sort of running nowadays. And especially at the back here, you do slip quite a lot, especially in the rain. With the look and style, I like the OG color blocking on this. So it's the same as any other Air Max one from that era. So being the red pair or the royal pair, they're a very similar sort of color blocking. And this one's just basically swapping out the red for the purple instead. And just looks really nice in my opinion. I'm quite surprised by the actual colorway itself, because normally I don't buy that many sort of purple trainers. I'm not really gravitated towards them, but this one actually does it really nice, and it looks a bit more muted as well in terms of this purple colour. And like I said earlier, it's a good one to wear sort of spring summertime. So I think if you're gonna sort of buy a pair of these, then spring summertime is best because of the breathability and the mesh lining on top, and because the materials on this are a bit more robust, it should last a bit longer as well. And this one's a good one for sort of casual, and I think nowadays you can wear these smart casual as well, because they've got like a, I suppose, more of a sort of pared back look to them, and sort of classic 80s sort of trainers vibes. And they don't have too much sort of busy panels like you see with the sort of Y2K runners, for example. So that's why I sort of say, you know, you can wear them sort of smart casually, and you know, they work well in that sort of scenario, and it's more accepted nowadays as well. And basically the laces, you can go like a various different options. I think it's got white in there at the moment, but there's no reason why you can put grey or sail in there as well. It'll go off quite nicely with the purple, and obviously a kind of purple colour to match the swoosh and the mudguard. So with the final thoughts, I like the leather quality on this, and this is what I said earlier. So even with the suede up here, it's on the rough side, but it's still nicer than what you normally get on a Air Max 1. And like I said, this leather on the mudguard area and also on the swoosh does feel nice and soft and a bit more sort of easy going. And like I say, it's just the OG colour blocking, so I can't really sort of knock any of that. I just think it's a classic, and any one of these kind of pairs that you can pick up works really well in my opinion, especially the SC models. In terms of cons, the comfort, obviously it's one of those things like it's not the most comfortable of sneakers, so do bear that in mind. I wear them mainly because I like the look of them, and the sort of nostalgia factor as well. So with the ratings, I give the look and style for this one a 5 out of 5. I feel like it's one of those sneakers that is basically just works really well, especially with this colorway as well, which I'm quite surprised by how much I actually like it, which I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do. And also the comfort, I'd give that a 3. It's just standard stuff, it's not anything different to any other Air Max 1, and for that reason I'm going to give it a 3. It's very sort of average. And the quality, I give that a 5. The reason being is mainly just the leather panels on here. They're just done really nicely, and the stitch job probably isn't the greatest, and there always has been sort of issues with quality control on Air Max 1s. But with this one, I think it's not as bad as some of the others, and I actually really like pretty much the finish on this one. And the pricing, I give it a 5. It's mainly because of the leather materials that have been used on this. I think for £135, it's not, you know, it's not bad. Obviously, I paid a lot less, you know, around the sort of £70 mark on sale, so I was quite happy to sort of grab them at that price. And that's why overall I give this a 5 out of 5. It's like the definitive spring summer sneaker for me, and it's definitely one to sort of add to your collection, especially if you're an Air Max 1 fanatic. And I think especially like these OG colour blockings will become a thing of the past, and there won't be as many releasing, I imagine, over the next few years from Nike.